Hey, Facebook fam. Oh man, I ain't even do my little intro like I'm supposed to. Let's go back. Let's start over. Let's start over. Hey, y'all. Hey. So, welcome to today's keynote, which is Drown Out the Noise. And the caveat to this is, and I'll actually put it once I'm done, is stop listening to people telling you to go with the flow. We're going to stop listening to people telling you to go with the flow. So if we have not already met, my name is Kee Note. I am the founder of the KWI Collective. We're a marketing, public relations, and media firm here in Tampa, Florida. And I'm also the owner and founder of Keystone Business Institute, which is an online school for entrepreneurs. Out of all that, I am a child of God, and I love his people, and I love what he has called me to do in this earth and in this season of my life. And I'm really at a place where I've been telling people next year I'll be 45. And one of the things that I've become I've really kind of engaged is being unapologetic, being very unapologetic about who I am, what I'm called to do, and going for it. And that unapologetic is not to other people, being unapologetic to myself. And so today's topic is literally stop listening to people telling you to go with the flow. You are the flow. I am the flow. So a lot of times people, in business for me, especially in marketing, sometimes it can be a very male dominated space. When there are some amazing women marketers, and we're coming to light more, but generally it's a male dominated space. And in this space, I've literally been told by other marketers who are men to like just go with the flow, don't try to disrupt anything, don't try to shake it up or anything like that, just come in, sit down, and basically shut up. Or they have tried to test my knowledge. Like they'll ask me a question and make it seem like I don't know what I'm talking about, or I don't know what I'm doing. And so they've always told me, like, I literally had a male who was a marketer in the same space was like, just go with the flow, go with the flow. And I had to turn around and be like, what flow? What flow am I going with, and whose flow? No, baby. When it comes to me, when it comes to my brand, when it comes to what I know and what I do, I am the flow. And I want you guys to operate in that. I want you guys to understand that no matter what, you are the flow. What does the flow in your brand look like? What does the flow in your life look like? You are the one that orchestrates what that looks like for your life. You don't allow other people to dictate what your flow looks like. You don't allow other people to dictate who you are, what you do, and why you do it. And the fact that you're unapologetic about who you are. And so I'm going to pose this question to you all tonight. I want you guys to get back to something. Think about the time in your life where you really were unapologetic. You really were going full force with your dreams and your life and just everything. And you stopped. Whatever, life could have happened. You could have had kids, could have got married, could have got sick, just life. Maybe, you're working your full-time job and have been focusing on that. So I want you to think of, what do you need to get back to? What is it that you need to get back to, especially moving into 2024? What do you need to get back into? Or what do you need to get back to? One of the things that I've said before, when I first did this exercise for myself, this was a little over a year ago. I said, I really need to get back to believing that I am as good as I am. I need to get back being more confident in who I am and what I do and what I'm called to do. I need to get back to that. So I'm asking you guys in the comments, tell me if you're watching the replay, definitely let me know that you're watching the replay, but I want you to answer this question. What is it that you need to get back to? Because in the past, what started all of this is somebody told me, Kendra, just go with the flow. Just don't try to disrupt nothing. Just go with the flow. And I had to turn around and be like, wait a minute, no, I am the flow. As it relates to everything that goes along with me, I am the flow. I am my flow. I am the flow in business, in life, in relationships, everything. So you have to get to a place where you are confident enough in who you are and who you're called to be to walk in that at all times. And don't let others' insecurity disrupt the security that you have and the confidence that you have in who you are. And confidence and being confident is not being conceited. I think some people misinterpret what that looks like. You should be confident, because why would God place you on this earth and keep you on this earth for you to not be confident in who he's called you to be? Now, being conceited and being rude and nasty and abrasive, that's a whole different story. That's not it. That's not that ain't look, that ain't the walk, that ain't what we doing. But when we think about being confident and understanding that, no, drown all the noise that is around you. Drown what people think, drown it out. Drown out what people think, who they think you should be. And sometimes that noise is in your own mind. It may not be anybody else. You have to drown out that noise, and you have to determine what is important for your next. I know a lot of people this time of year, people are writing out their goals, they're doing resolutions, they're doing all these things, right? I'm next year I want to do these things, do this, and next year I want to make sure I accomplish this. Well, you have to stop and look at the goals that you had this year that you did not accomplish. What caused you to not accomplish them? Because you have to create some barriers and some structures around your goals for accomplishment, because we have to protect our goals sometimes from ourselves. We have to protect our goals from ourselves. Let me repeat that again. Sometimes we have to protect our goals from ourselves, because we will allow insecurity. We will allow what we call lack of support. We'll allow all these things to stop us from reaching our goal. And so, what do you have? What kind of stipulations around your goal do you have to support it against yourself? You may get, some people have, go through depression. They have so many issues that allow them to stop doing and being who God has called them to be and what they've called them to do. Now, I was here, and the reason why I can talk about this, and you guys know that anytime, most times when I'm talking about it, it means I've gone through it and I've come out on the other side. What I had to do was put stipulations around the execution of my goals for myself, and I had to protect my goals from me. And how did I do that? I went to therapy. I go to a therapist. I went to a grief counselor. I have affirmations, and my affirmations aren't like, oh, they're spirit, they're word from the Bible. They're, affirmations and scriptures from the Bible that reconfirm when I'm not feeling my best, that I can recite. There's certain stipulations that I put around myself for my goals. I had to start protecting my goals from me. I had to start protecting my goals from me, because the reason why the goals weren't manifesting was simply because I had limiting beliefs that stopped me around, my life at the time. And my life, with most people know, I was going through grief. We had a couple of deaths in my family, and it was really, really stringent. It was really hard. It was something that was extremely hard to deal with. And I thought for a while that I was good until I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And with that, my goals were not being met. So I had to start putting some stipulations around my goal and my goal setting, and the execution of my goals and the expectation. See, a lot of times we create goals and strategies, and we do not create expectation around it. We don't take into account our daily lives. Like I tell people all the time, you're going to create a goal and say, I want to write a book by Friday, right? I'm gonna write a 10-page book by Friday. Now, you didn't take into account that your daughter got soccer, your husband need to drop the car off on Tuesday, and you're gonna have to pick him up. It's not a day that you can be at home all day. You didn't account for your life and your goals. So in your goals, you have to really take a look at what you can really accomplish based off of the things that you already have to do. Now we know things come up, throughout the week that are unexpected. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those things that are concrete that you have to do. Why are you not structuring your goals around what your life really looks like versus writing a goal that you cannot accomplish? And then what happens? Now you have all that noise in the background saying, you're not a good writer. That's why you couldn't write the book, or you don't, just you have all these limiting beliefs in your mind about you, when in all actuality, you couldn't complete the goal because you were not honest with your life and yourself, and you weren't strategic around planning it around your true life and your life experiences and what you really have to do through that week if you were going to do it within a week. We have to quit making goals and doing all these things to make it to for it to sound good. Let's get some actionable goals that we can truly accomplish, and create some strategies and structure around accomplishing those goals. Let's drown out all that other noise. When you have created a strategy around and implementing, not creating it and and I talked to somebody today that I have met so thousands of people, and I would say a good 50 to 60% are great planners. They will create a great plan, but they don't execute the plan. They didn't spend all this time to create a plan, but they don't even execute the plan, or they execute a part of the plan and not the plan that they curated. So of course your goals aren't going to be met, and it's not going to be as successful as you would like it to be because you haven't even executed the plan that you put around it effectively. So why create a plan that you're not going to execute and analyze? Why create a plan that you're not going to look at the from the rooted to the tutor of the plan? What worked, what didn't work? And look at your analytics and look at, did you follow the plan? Did you really follow the structure that was given to create the results that you're looking for? No, most times we do not. Most times we curb the plan in the middle because you didn't thought of something else, because you just are not good at executing. So then you have to, if those the stipulations around that is, you got to figure out why you haven't. Why have you not successfully executed some things? And who do you need to support? Now, here's the problem. If you can't be accountable to yourself, then guess what you have to do? You got to dish out that money. You got to find an accountability coach. And I know a couple if you need one. I'm not her, but I know a couple if you need one. You need an accountability coach to help you get through it. But you don't want to pay somebody to help you be accountable, and then you don't want to be accountable to yourself. And then you want to be upset because you did not reach your goals. Make it make sense. You're either going to do it or pay for it. Make it make sense. So you have to drown out the noise that you create around your lack of success in an area. You have to drown that out. And you have to look at what did you do right and what did you do wrong, and restructure your planning around that. It's just that simple. We make business, now business is not easy. It's not, but we make it a lot harder than it needs to be, because we like to say that we have an LLC. We like to put out flyers. We like to say that we have a business. We like to host events, but in the back end, it's trash. Our structures are not right. Our systems are not right. We like to host challenges. We like to engage in challenges. We like to log into everybody's, hey, we like to log into everybody's thing except our own thing. It's hard for me to, I can't even show y'all, but this one is my planner from this year, and these 4 or 5 are what I'm going to be using for 2024. They all have a distinctive space on in my strategy. I have been spending this weekend organizing stuff so that I can spend this week in strategy mode. I already have a plan. I've already laid out the plan. Now I have to finish strategizing and put it together. First of all, I got to put it together so I can have it ready for port anyway, because what I look like walking in there without my plans done, and I'm telling y'all to bring y'all plans, right? And not structured the way that it needs to be. But also it's time to make sure that the plans that I have talked to God about in August, because I told you guys that I sit myself down in September, review the year, review where we are, get an expectation of the closeout of the year, and then ask God what he wants me to do for the next year, and then start orchestrating and planning that. And then by December, I'm doing it a little late this year because I end up being sick for the last month or so. I had not been feeling good. I'm doing it late. These plans that I'm going to do this week would have already been done about a month or so ago. And then I take it and I'm strategizing. I got my whiteboards. I have, look, my papers that I'm going to have to fill out with my plans for the year. I have all the things ready to support the fact that I need to strategize. Then I am that type of person that I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Lately, I'd rather be in my bed. So I had to get some accountability around what I'm about to do. I had to call somebody and say, listen, this is what I got to do this week. And I need you to hold me accountable. If you call me and it sounds like I'm in the bed, or it sounds like I'm watching TV, or it sounds like I'm outside, make me get back in this office and do what I'm supposed to do. I had to place some barriers around me, because you have to protect your goals from you. Because the reason why most times those goals you don't find success in your goals, it's not other people. It's not that you didn't have time. It's that you didn't do the planning. You didn't do what you were supposed to do to properly execute the goal. And because it has nothing to do with if you can, if you're successful, if you're good enough, if you're educated enough, if you're an expert enough in the field. Trust me, if you're doing it and you say you want to do it as a business, I already pretty much know you got something going on. That you smart in something, that you're an expert in some area of the experience. So it's not about if you can. You can. It's if you want to, if you see value in you. Do you see enough value in the success of your brand? Do you see enough value in executing it with excellence and doing it the right way? Do you see enough value in the goals that you've placed before yourself? And have you really taken the time to strategize? How are you going to plan? Right? Have you done those things? One of the things that I'm going to be looking at this week is product market fit. Like, do my products fit with the market? Are they a fit in the market? I'm going to be looking at that. I'm going to be looking at pricing. I'm going to be looking at timelines. I'm going to be looking at the past things that I've done and the success rate or not. Was it successful or was it not? Why or why not? I am going to be doing those things so that I can make sure that for 2024, I am moving in the right direction. Sometimes we are moving, but you're doing a whole lot of moving, but in the wrong direction. because you have not taken the time to sit out and plan. Then you have not taken the time after you have the initial plan to make sure you have the strategy and know the analytics around your goals and your plans, and then take those things to the Lord so that he can then put his oomph on it so that you can be successful. Let him go ahead and dab on it. Let him go ahead and put his little on there. Let him his big thing. Let him do his big one. Because y'all like to say faith without works is dead. Let's talk about that. Faith without works is dead. You heavy on I got faith that God's gonna do it, but you ain't doing no works. Or you doing half the works. Or you only did works for a minute. It says that your faith without your works is dead, which means you the very heavy part of that equation is your works. Right? But then we like to say, all I need is faith as a mustard seed, size of mustard seed. Right. He didn't say you need an exuberant amount of faith to go with your works. He said you need faith. So we know that you need the faith as small as at least the size of a mustard seed. That we know that's my, but you got to do the work. Otherwise it's dead. Why we make the word so difficult? It ain't difficult. It's there right there. And then we mad because we don't get the results in life and in business that we want. But we around here hollering we got faith. We hollering about da-da-da-da-da. And ain't nobody doing that. We ain't following it. We ain't following the simple instructions. I want you guys to simplify the word. Simplify it. Quit making it more than it needs to be. I tell people all the time, I remember when I was in ministry school, Discipleship Training Institute is what it was called, DTI, and they introduced the Blue Letter Bible to us. And this was maybe 8-9 years ago at the most. And with the Blue Letter Bible, it has a concordance in there. So what I do is I go to the word, I look up I read the scripture, I find the words that really stick out to me, and then I look up the meaning of the word for that time, for that scripture, for what does it mean right here in this space, so that I'm moving the right way. We don't want to take the time to learn. We don't want to take the time to do. We don't want to take, we like to plan. I literally said this to somebody today. How many of you have set up, you went to a vision board party, you went to a business planning party, you went to a strategy party, or you went online and went on somebody's strategy session. You've got, because I got them right here. You took classes and downloaded their little workbooks, okay? And ain't done nothing. So what was the point? What was the point in doing all that if you weren't going to ask? But then you asked God, to put his oomph on it. I got faith that God's going to do it for me this year. 2024 going to be the year. It's going to be the year acceleration. It's going to be the year execution. It's going to be the year that God does his big one for me, baby. I heard y'all. I done heard it all. She said, leave us alone. You told me to get on now. Don't even do that. You told me, you teach us though. I got you. You told me to come on here. Okay. So we always ask, we do these things, but we don't want to do the work. We done got lazy. We have gotten so lazy with our walk with Christ and with our walk in business. And Kendra did too. Okay. Especially this time last year till about May or June. Lazy wasn't even the word. Kendra just wasn't doing it. Okay. I was around here kicking it. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was, so I told y'all yesterday or the other day, I was like, you only live once, son. I was in my you only live once area. And if you know me, you know that I don't even believe in that. And you also know that ain't gonna last that ain't gonna last but 2 minutes for me. Business account. Hey, how are you? Absolutely. And that's what I did. I got an accountability partner to get me to the space where now with that, I think it's pastor or prophet. Let me know which one because I want to be very accurate when I address you. But when you get an accountability partner, let me explain something to y'all about that. I tell people, the way I grew up a certain way. I grew up in the hood, kind of, sort of, adjacent. Okay. Half of it, yes, and then half of it, no, depending on the area of my life. But my family is, we're cutthroat and we don't play. So your accountability partner has to be somebody that you listen to. It has to be somebody that you're going to listen to, because you can get an accountability partner who is great. They're a great person, but will you listen to them? When they call you and be like, hey, Jamar, it's time. What are we doing? And you like, yeah, I do it. Do you have enough respect for them to listen to them and to honor their voice when they're being accountable? Because if you don't, then that's not going to be a successful partnership for you. And you got to understand that. I know who I am. I know how I'm structured. I know how I'm wired, and I know who I'm listening to and who I'm not, because I don't listen to everybody. That's just how I am. So I know that I have to call somebody that I'm gonna listen to. Okay. That I'm not gonna be like, okay, baby, thank you. All right, then I'll talk to you later, and get right back off that phone and go lay back down or do whatever I was doing. You know what I'm saying? You have to make sure that there's somebody that you would listen to. Not that you don't respect them as a person, not that you don't honor them. It's just, will you listen to them in this? Value voices in difficult times. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. And so we have to get to a space in this walk with business. See, I also tell people all the time, we try to say, oh, we're going to do life and we're going to do business. But you got to understand that they are meshed. What happens to you in life affects your business. What happens to you in business affects you in life. And you have to be able to walk the walk in both sides and honor what that looks like. So think about it. How many times have you dropped the ball on something you were supposed to do in your business because of something in life? You didn't set up any strategies for your business to keep running if life happens. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do the extra cost. We don't want to hire a VA or hire somebody to help us to make sure that the business can still run. Let me explain. I have been, when I got back from Chicago a little over a month ago, I had been sick for almost a month. I started to get sick November the 16th. This week has literally been the first week that I felt good in almost a month. Okay. I was doing a 6-week mastermind. I was coming on there, poor babies. They heard me sniffling and coughing and doing all kind of things. But I have a team that helped the day-to-day run. And I set that up. Now, is it an expense that I want to pay? No. Isn't it an expense that can be tight sometimes? Absolutely. But I understand the value in setting up systems so that when life happens, my business can still run. There's some parts of it that are me that I have to do. And my job for 2024 is to start to fill in those gaps that I've identified this year, that I need to hire somebody and train them to almost be like me. Not really, but you know what I'm saying? They have the same skill set and capacity to be able to take over. A person that has received, oh yes, absolutely, especially for your accountability. So I want you guys to really think about, I'm gonna go back to the first statement that I said when I began. The first thing that I want you to do is stop letting people tell you to go with the flow. You are the flow. As it relates to your brand, as it relates to your business. Hey, Dad, as it relates to all of those things, you are the flow. You create the flow here. The KWI Collective, I'm creating the flow there. Don't nobody tell me to go with the flow. What is the flow? That's your flow. What is the flow that makes your business successful? What is the flow that makes your business thrive? What is the flow that continues to keep it generating income? What does that flow look like for you? That's the first thing. Then I want you to do things. Then I want you to answer the question, what do you need to go back to? When you started, there was something that you did consistently that garnered success in your business. But because of your mental mindset, your mindset issues, life, whatever, you stop doing those things. You stop doing what you know to do to be successful, that you know that works for you and your brand. What do you need to go back to? So I need you to answer that question for yourself. Then I need you to go back to it. Mindset, yes, sir. Absolutely. Creating systems for sustainable success. Absolutely. So I want you to thank you. I appreciate that. So I want you to think about that. Like, what do you need to go back to? What do you need? Because there was a part, I don't believe that in people's, if you've been in business at least 5 years, and maybe it's a little shaky right now, but I don't believe that in that 5 years you didn't have moments of success. You didn't have moments that you were able to see that this could work. Why did you stop doing those things that were generating the success in your brand? What happened? To go back to that, we don't like to honor our fault in the process of our business. We don't like to look at us. But in order to succeed, especially as a solopreneur, and to get to that next space, you have to look at yourself. You have to look at what areas you are not good at, what areas you are good at, and be honest with yourself. Like, it's you against you. It's me against me sitting in this office. If I can't be real with me, how am I gonna be real with you? If you faking it till you make it with yourself, how you gonna do that? That's crazy. Like, I want you to look at it. What do you need to go back to? What do you need to go back to that helped you in the process of your growth? All right. So as I close out, still being hungry. I know that's right. And being, I love the fact that one of the things that I love when I'm working with people is seeing their hunger and their passion for what they do. I can't be more passionate about what you do and the success of your brand than you are. I love to see it. But most times, I was actually telling Jamara earlier, by the time that people get to me, they're at that they on their last leg. They trying to see if they can still make this work. They trying to pull a rabbit out of a hat. They think I'm a magician, and I'm not. And I'm like, don't come to me at the end, come to me at the beginning so we won't get to this. We can kind of put some barriers around this situation. Like, so you know what I'm saying? We can put some barriers around your structure and make sure your structure is right, and make sure that your marketing strategy is that you're targeting the right people. Because whole nother story that I'll come back live and talk about target markets and what that looks like, and how in business we don't curate our target markets the right way, which is why our marketing and our strategies sometimes are not effective, because we are marketing to the wrong people with the wrong voice. So with all that being said, I want you guys, when I come on live, I'm going to leave you with a little homework. So you have a little homework. I want you to look at the things that you need to go back to. I want you to look at the areas and structures that you need to redevelop, restructure, and or find a placement in. Like, do you need to hire somebody now to do those things? Because I have some things that I'm really good at doing, and I don't like to do them. I realize that I like the results. I just don't like to do it. So 2024, I need to hire some more people, which also means I need to bring in some more income to hire them, because I don't want to take from my current income. I need to generate income to hire them. So I have to put some strategies around those things. So that's what I want you guys to do. Like, when you're creating your plan, to really look at it. So if you're coming to pour, check your emails over the next couple of days, because I have some emails for you with some tips and things in there, because I want you guys to be successful. I am adamant, and God has really placed on my heart that in 2024 we need to really, really work on the way we're structuring our businesses and curating our campaigns, and really curating a thought-driven, structured marketing campaign. Like, posting on social media and hoping it sticks is not, that's That's a segment of that's a small portion of a campaign. And I really want people to understand that and really do, we want the visibility and we want the money like the big businesses, but we're not doing the things that they're doing. We're not doing those things. But we want those results. And then even if you get the visibility that you're looking for, is your business structured enough the right way on the back end to handle the influx? You can get the visibility, but can you manage it? Do you have some systems and some structures around managing the success that you're looking for? Or you just want me to put you on TV real quick and see what happens? Just throw it out there. That don't make no sense. Why would we want to do that? We want you to succeed. We want you to grow. We want you, let me look in these comments. Thank you. I love you so much. Y'all, this man has been a part of my life. I call him dad. I tell people, you done been my dad, my god dad. He is a father figure to me. He has been in my life since I was a kid, and I absolutely love him. All right, Jamara said, don't do us. Girl, you told me to come on here. You text me and was like, you ain't go live yet, so here you go. Always, I love you. I love you. Yes, know your strengths. Know your strengths. And plan for don't plan for success. That's true. I think that a lot of the time, a lot of that comes from people not being afraid. People want success, but a lot of people are truly afraid of success. And I was there. I was like, what if it happens? I don't want to monk it up. What if it happens? I don't want to mess it up. What if it happens? Am I mature enough to sustain it? Do I have the right structures? What if? I mean, that's a real thought. Like, what if you launched, you did it, and you made that $1 million? Because let me tell y'all something. I've been there. I made a lot of money. And because I wasn't ready, because I didn't have strategy, I lost a lot of money too. All of it. Let's not even say a lot. All of it. Because I was immature in my spending. I was immature in my practices. But I was good at what I did, so I could make the money. I couldn't sustain it. Why? Because I was immature on that second part, the strategy, the sustainability. I was mature in the area of being an expert in what I did. I got that. That back end, immature. And that, I remember, I'm going to tell y'all this last story. I remember going into the car dealership to buy a car. And I had a lot of money. And I was trying to buy the car. And the man was like, I need you to pull your bank statements. I need you to pull all this. And he was like, you ain't got enough money to buy a car. Like, your statements don't show that you're sustainable. I'm like, cash in hand, dude, what you talking about? I got money. I make money. I don't know what I make. And I was a little high head back in the day. I'm like, I make more than you. I don't know what you're talking about. I run suckers or whatever you made this week. I can guarantee you that I didn't double that. I didn't already double that, and we only on Wednesday. Blah 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 blah. He said to me, he said, I know you do. He said, I'm not. He said, I don't believe that you don't. He said, my wife is a hairstylist. But what I do know is you guys don't manage your money properly. He said, I can guarantee you that from the time that you left the salon today and the time that you got here, you stopped and bought things. You didn't deposit that money in the bank to show profit. You went, put gas in your car, probably went and bought some food. You probably went to the store and bought some clothes. Child, I had about 3 bags of clothes in the back. I did. He didn't even know because they was in the trunk. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said, you probably did all of these things before you take, and then the balance, that little bit you got left, that's what you may throw in the bank. You may throw it in the bank. So your paperwork doesn't show stability enough for us to give you a car. Now, if you want to come in here with some cash and pay for it right up front cash, I got you. But I need you to go back, and these are the things that I need you to do, and I need you to come back. Baby? Who? Keandra was like, now I know I got $5,000 in my hand. And this man said I can't get no car? Not the one I want? Oh, okay. So I went back and I did it, and I came back and got my car. I followed his instructions. He told me how long to do it. He told me what to do. He told me I would leave the salon, go to the bank. He said to me, you can take all that money right back out if you want to and spend it up. I suggest you save some. But we need to see the deposits. We need to see that you're making money. We need to see consistency. And I was like, oh. And that was my first experience with learning that, yeah, I was an expert and I could make the money. But that back end, I wasn't good. I ain't know. And that started the journey of where I am now, and why a part of what I do as a marketing, a publicist, and helping in media is making that your back end, make sure that your back end structures are ready to support the success that you're looking for. Why would I want you to blow up? Think about all the people on Shark Tank who went on there and you no longer see them. It's because their systems weren't ready for their success. They just wanted to be on TV and say they was on TV, and they got on TV. They did, but they weren't ready. They weren't ready. So, guys, I want you guys to start really focusing on those plans, getting them in order, and really getting your structures and your systems. Even if you don't want a big business, even if it's a small business, have some systems and structures set up to accommodate the success that you desire. All right. So I hope this has helped you guys. I'm about to get off of here. It's 11 o'clock. I'm about to go to bed, actually. So as we close out, remember, do your homework, and always remember that you set the tone for your day, year, and your life. Make it a great one, y'all. See y'all later.